What's up, internet? Coming at you with another super duper reviews. This time we're looking at the Shark Apex vacuum. All right, we got it fired up here. I want to give you a little taste test. Old vacuum versus new vacuum. This is the part that's really going to make the wifey happy, because not only is it smaller, easy to tote around, it's lighter overall, but here's the biggest situation that is an improvement over the previous model. Here's the old model. Lots of decibels going on there. Not the most favorite thing to hear all the time. And then this is the new Shark. Look at that, folks. Nice and quiet. I mean, it's not silent, but it's good to go. It's definitely an improvement over the old whiny old Eureka that it'll be replacing. Thumbs up on the sound quality. All right, just a quick hit on the product components that come through. Basically, it's like three parts. You got the brush roll and the wand. They come together. You got this hose, and you've got the lift away unit, which is where all the suction stuff happens. Comes with three tools, at least this model did. It is a motorized, it's actually air powered pet tool that's for doing pet cleaning up on your upholstery. It's got this brush and crevice tool also included. So those are the parts. Has a nice long cord. We'll have to look up and see how long that is. It's a little bit different than the model that I'm used to using, which I have a preference for, which is to have a retriever, like where you hit the button and then the cord winds up inside the box. But I've had this kind of vacuum before. Usually you just wind up somewhere on the handle, wrapping the cord around there. It's not too much more difficult, just a little bit less convenient than some other models. All right, a little bit closer look here at the control handle. While we've got it laid down here, of course, we've got the power button here. And this is actually a 3-position switch selector for the type of surface that you're going on. And then when it's plugged in, these three elements light up here as well. So you've got high carpet, you've got medium pile or low pile carpet, and then when you're doing hard floor, you switch it all the way down like this, and then that lights up. It's really clearly indicated and backlit so you can see what it's doing. And once you switch those, what you'll see is the behavior of the different rollers changes a little bit, and the speed of the vacuum adjusts to go with the proper surface type. Okay, team, it was literally click and click and click. We're like 10 minutes in of getting this thing out of the box, and it's all together. It was basically put the lift away unit onto the wand. It clicks in right there, one snap there. You put the handle in the top, clicks in, one snap there, run the hose down, clicks in, one snap there, and this thing is in theory ready to go. So we're going to look for a little bit more in terms of instructions. We're going to fire it up and see what she sounds like. Now, if you've gone into lift away mode and you want to go back to upright mode, it's just the same thing. It's the reverse. You put your handle in, simple click into the top, then you grab the lift away component. It slides down here along this edge, snaps in place. Then you can return your tools right here to the spot on the carrier where you will have them in place. Only thing that's interesting about this is it has only 2 places to hold tools here, but it came with 3 tools. So maybe one of these things is not planned to be available all the time. So a little bit of a glitch in that. I probably would like to see 3 holders so that all my tools are with me. That way, if I've gone upstairs with the unit, that it's available to have the crevice tool if I decide I need that. But maybe it'll work out just fine. I won't have any issues with that. We'll see. Taking these things out of the box, it's nice to see all the documentation's right up on top on a little tray, easy to get at. We're going to run through the install process here, but like we mentioned before, we wanted to talk about the Duoclean with 0M. You can see right here the way the head works. And when you hit these buttons right here, you have easy access to clean this, but this is what we were talking about before. These fingers right here go along with the roller and help pick all the little bits out of that brush roller as it goes by. So if it lives up to its name, it should prove that this is gonna keep itself clean. We'll see how that works. Okay, now we've run the Sharp Apex here for a little while, getting the hang of it, using it as a detached unit. And while it isn't at all full, there is a little bit of dust collected in there so far. I wanted to make sure I knew how to do the dustbin removal. So there's a button here that says dustbin release. When you do that, the whole unit lifts away and you can see the cyclone filter and the dustbin is collected there. And so you can come to this point and with the press of a button, the unit flops down and you can dump it out. Now inside there is a foam filter that once this really gets used, you will have to pull this out and can clean it, either knock it out or probably wash it. The other thing on the note here on the unit itself, it says clean filter every 3 months or loss of suction may occur. What I did is I went ahead and bought a kit of replacement foam filters and HEPA filters for the other filter, which then I'll be able to just take this out and replace it with a fresh one while I'm cleaning the secondary one. So when it comes to filters, it's a sealed system, which is one of the reasons why I was willing to go back from the traditional bag vacuum with the higher filtration bags. This is a sealed system, and so down here at the bottom there is another pull away item, another cover that's removed, and then this is a HEPA filter for very fine dust, so it's really not going to be spraying the fine dust back out into your environment. It's a really cleaned, closed system, which should be better even than, as good or better than the vacuum bag models. Now, one thing we noticed when we were continuing to work on this is I have some standard vacuum tools from my old vacuum, one of which I like. It's a brush, and we noticed right away that the standard universal brush does not fit on the end of this tool or on the handle end of the unit. So it means you probably have to get a shark specific brush or some kind of adapter that will go into there. We'll investigate that later to see what the scoop is. All right, well, let me put this back together and go back and vacuum some more. Okay, folks, before we take it out of the box here, I want to hit on a couple of the main things that are mentioned here on the propaganda on the outside of the box. Of course, I mentioned that it has the 0M technology in regard to hair, and the vacuum cleans itself. You can't see it in this view. Maybe you can see it back in here. Essentially, here in the brush roller head, there are these little fingers that go through, and as the brush spins, they dislodge the hair that would normally get wound up around the brush roller in there. So that helps keep it clean. So the more, it doesn't like mean no hair, but as it spins, it helps dislodge that. So certainly when we watch some of the review sites on YouTube about this vacuum, we've seen for sure evidence that this is much easier to keep clean and rolling. The other thing is it's this Shark. I've never had a vacuum like this. Like I mentioned before, we have canister vacs and upright vacs. This actually kind of winds up being both. It's called the lift away here. This unit, the motor unit, has the hose which goes down through so it can run like an upright in this view. And then you can see here, it also has the lift away, which you can switch around and make it more like a canister. So if you're working on the floor, you got to go out to the garage and work on the car, or you're working on the stairs, that gives you more flexibility in here. And of course, when you want to use it as a standard upright to do around your carpet and rugs, it would work that way as well. All right, one of the main things I was struggling with was this idea of the lift away and how that was going to work. It turns out it's really quite simple. It's like the reverse of the assembly process. When you want to go to lift away mode, you just hit, first you make sure the cord's loose up here on the cord holder. You hit this one button right here and the whole unit just comes right off. Then you can use this as a canister style vacuum. Let me back away so you can see that. Nice. And then of course you hit this button right here and the hose nozzle comes out. You can use the powered brush, the crevice tool, or the other brush stuff. So that seems to work out quite nicely. It was a lot easier than I expected it. This time it's quarantine housekeeping edition for 2020. We're all stuck at home, so we've been tidying up around the house. We've always had bag vacuums, uprights and canisters for a long time, and they generally turn out to be pretty heavy, and the wifey says she'd like to have something lighter. So I went and did all the research, watched all the YouTube channels with the in-depth, detailed reviews, people throwing pet hair on the carpet and measuring sand and all that kind of stuff. So based on all that, probably looking at 20 or 30 minutes worth of videos, wound up deciding to order the Shark Apex Vac. It's Shark's top of the line model. It's the current year model. It's got this Duoclean, and it has this no hair 0M technology. And the reason why we picked that over the model that's right before that is because we do have a little dog. Little dog has a little bit of hair, and so that tends to be kind of an issue. If you look at your brush roll, for sure you got hair tangled up in there, people hair, dog hair, that kind of stuff. And I'm hoping that this means I don't have to mess around with cleaning that gunk out too much. The other thing too about this, and the reason we made the decision about this one to try out, is because we have both tile floor in the downstairs, as well as also having carpet in the bedrooms. So we've got mixed floors, and then in the hallway, if you see here, we've got area rugs that, one of them in particular, this Oriental rug, is a very low pile. It's almost like vacuuming bare floor. A couple of our vacuums, and certainly our little portable vacuum, seems to have trouble with that just because the pile is so low. So I'm anxious to see how this plays out and works. Again, with the Duoclean roller, it's got like a cloth roller in the front and then the brushes behind. So look forward to trying this out, getting it all put together, and letting you folks know what we think about it. Hopefully it works out well. This is not the cheapest of vacuum cleaners. It was around $300 at the time we purchased it. We found the price had dropped a little bit, so we got it off of Amazon when we saw a good price on it. So we'll let you know how it plays out and give you some more details about the product.
I don't want to be in the video.
You're not. The dog's in the video.
Did you press pause?